Mike's on. Mike's on.
All right, a little after 4 on this busy day. Now, tomorrow, we'll do the show, our last show with guests. We will do it, and we'll have a lot of guests tomorrow. We'll have some live. We'll have others a lot of them on the phone, a lot of quick hits tomorrow. Not a lot of long interviews, just hello and thanks for the memories kind of day. As we'll have a lot of people calling, as it'll be the last day. The last 2 days are going to be a little different. Tomorrow will be a lot of guests. A lot of people just calling in. I'm not even sure who it's going to be. They're going to just, Mon's going to play traffic cop and just move them through. And then Friday we'll be back here, and it will just be myself and the callers. And then when I say goodnight on Friday, that will be the last time for me on the fan. So it's been a great run, but we'll save all that for Friday. We still got today, and we still have a couple more hours tomorrow, and then we'll say goodbye on Friday. Matt in Brooklyn, what's up, Matt?
Hey, Mike, just want to say thank you. You've been getting me through the BQE traffic for about 13 years, so I would really appreciate it. And,
thank you.
Wish you and your family nothing but the best.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you. Quick point about the Mets, and then I want to ask you a quick question about your career. Going around the diamond, we got Smith at first. We got Reyes out of position at second.
Start Smith. I think Smith's going to have a platoon buddy, so give me someone to platoon with him. Maybe Flores, somebody at first base.
But we don't know, and I'm just giving you my frustration as a Mets fan.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have Reyes out of position at second. We're going to have Rosario at short.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have Cabrera out of position at third. We're going to have question marks from all our starting pitchers, no relievers, and our outfield is going to be Cespedes, Conforto off an injury, and Brandon Nimmo. So maybe Lagares. It's stressful this year. But about your career, I know you said your brother Marty played. He wore number 17. My question to you is, where did your love from sports start? Did you play ball as a kid, or was your father a fan?
I played. My father was not an influence on me. I didn't have him very long. I didn't see him very much. I can tell you this. I played all the time. I was a kid who played
street ball and stuff?
everything, but I also played organized everything. I mean, I was a okay player. I mean, I was a guy who started on all the teams and was very good in Little League and CYO and all that stuff, and played in high school and stuff
all
like
four
that.
Sports, hockey, basketball, soccer, and
I
baseball?
didn't play hockey at all. I never played hockey. I played football, baseball, and basketball. I had to quit football when I was a sophomore because I tore my knee up really badly. I had a bad knee injury. I had major surgery as a sophomore. So I couldn't. In basketball, I was a good shooter. After that, not anything else. I could shoot the ball well. That was it. And baseball, I was good. I was a good player. I was a pretty good hitter. I wasn't. Couldn't move much after I hurt my knee. But that was it. Not like everybody else. I could play in high school. That's no big deal. Especially after having spent your life around, great athletes. You don't think much of anything about your own playing time. That's the first thing that goes when you get to do what I've done. You realize your own playing career is something you don't even think about when you've spent your life around these guys who are, the most amazing players in the world. You realize how good they are. They're so special. I mean, I tell my boys that all the time. I take them to batting practice and say, the guy here that you think is the utility man is actually great at what he does. He's so, this guy probably growing up was like the best guy in his state, a guy who's right now riding a bench here. That's how hard it is to be good at this. These players are players from all over the world. There's a handful of them playing from all over the world. They are so good, it's scary. So, but the thing I want to say about sports, though, is, and this is something I don't know how to explain, I don't ever remember not being interested in sports. I don't ever remember for an instant not being interested in sports. Like, nobody led me to do it. I don't remember ever a minute when I wasn't completely immersed in it. I don't understand where it came from. I don't even know. That's all I know. I don't remember ever not being interested. I remember, watching the teams when I was young. I remember listening to Giant, games on the radio. I remember listening to Knick games on the radio. I remember, going to Yankee games when I was a little boy. Going to Met games when I was a little boy. I saw the Mets play in the Polo Grounds twice. My Little League went to the Polo Grounds twice. And 62 and 63. My brother John, who was old enough to drive, took me into the Polo Grounds to see Cincinnati Reds and Pete Rose. I went to Shea when it opened. That was the World's Fair, if you remember then. I was in Yankee, so many times. I mean, the year I got my first car, we drove the Yankee all the time. That was a fun thing to be able to just drive the Yankee Stadium was like a kick. When you first could drive yourself to the Yankee Stadium, that was a big deal, I just don't remember not being interested. I really don't. I don't remember it ever being any different. I don't know why. I don't know where it came from. I can't even tell you that somebody influenced me. They didn't. It's just the way it was. I don't remember, not being completely immersed in it. Ben in Albany. What's up, Ben?
Hi, Mike. Thanks for everything over the years.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, when I saw you on the network today talking about 1981 in the NFL today, my mind is tortured with the catch game because I'm a Cowboy fan. 80, 81, and 82. Two questions. First of all, would Staubach have made the difference? And
Yes.
Number two, if those teams got into Super Bowls, do you think they could have won with Danny White?
Yes and yes.
Me too.
Danny played
I
well.
can't get it out of my mind. He did.
Danny played
He was okay.
well. He ran into some tough things. He ran into 3 straight conference championship games on the road and lost all 3 of them. The Eagles, they were not going to beat the Eagles on a cold day at the Vet with Wilbur Montgomery. The Redskins, and obviously the catch, Larry Bethea, the late Larry Bethea coming within an inch of knocking, Montana down. But that's where the legend comes from. The Cowboys almost scoring after that touchdown, coming within an eyelash of scoring. Unbelievable, that game. That game changed that ended the Dallas dynasty, that game. That game, for all intents and purposes, ended. It didn't end right there, but it really, for all intents and purposes, ended the dynasty that day. Alan, White Plains, what's up, Al?
Hey, Mike.
What's happening?
I think the first time I heard you, correct me if I'm wrong, very early on, did you interview Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley when she was playing for the New York Jets on a hot summer day? I'm pretty sure early on that's the first time I heard you on the way back from...
Might be. I actually knew her because I actually interned for the Sets, and one of my jobs was to... I was assigned to the star on the other team. I picked I've told the story a couple of times, I think, on the air. I've told it a couple of places. One of my first jobs was taking one of the executives' cars, because it was a nicer car than mine, and picking up Martina Navratilova at the airport before the Cleveland Nets were going to play the Sets. And Martina said to me, and I wasn't much older than she was. I was maybe a year or 2 older than she was. She said to me, listen, can you do me a favor? I said, yeah. She goes, can you stop at McDonald's? And on the way back to play the match that night, she was eating double cheeseburgers in the car. And Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley, who was not only adorable, but just her husband was Roger Cawley, who was around a lot. But she and I struck up a friendship, and she and I got along really well. And she was my favorite. She was a really nice girl. They used to say she wasn't that smart, but you know what? She had incredible quickness. She had great legs, and she was a remarkable athlete. And she was actually an Aborigine, if you know. But she and I actually struck up a friendship, and so I knew her. So that's why I probably interviewed her that summer, because I actually knew her from the Sets, and she and I became buddies. So she was the nicest girl. She really was a wonderfully nice girl.
That was 30 years ago, and
yeah. A long time ago, Al. Absolutely, yeah.
Great listening to you. It's been great being a part of the program.
Thank you. Yeah, you were part of the show for a long. We don't hear you much lately, but you used to be on all the time. People don't realize that the contests we ran that launched Joe's career, Al was actually and Dennis were part of Joe's team in the beginning on the contest.
When you talked about the passion and never knowing when it started. That's the way it's always been for me. You're a couple years older than me, but you and your partner, with him and without him, have made this Destination Radio at 105.
Well, appreciate
Pretty
it
much
very
every day
much.
for the last 30 years.
Thank
So,
you. And you're cutting up, so I got to let you go, but your line's in and out. But thank you very much. And Al really was, it's funny. We ran a contest to let somebody host the show, host an overnight show. I came up with this idea of running a contest, okay? So we run a contest. And you can enter as a team or an individual. And Joe entered as a team with Al and Dennis, if I remember right, and then came back as an individual and won. So, that's how it really started for him. And then, Al was later on, on and off at different times. So, but he's in real life, he's been a lawyer. Al actually is a lawyer. At least he used to be. I'm sure he still is. That's what he was a lawyer. Mark in Jersey. What's up, Mark?
How you doing, Mike?
What's happening?
There's no real way to say thank you for all you've done.
Oh, heck there
Thank
is.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sitting here with my 12-year-old son, Jack, and he just became a fan of yours very recently. So for him, he got as much as he could.
Well, thank you. No, tell him I'll be around again. I'll be around, and I have a son named Jack too. So we're in the same boat, and I do appreciate it, and I'll be around. I won't be gone for that long. I don't think. So we'll see what happens. But thank you very much, Mike in Jersey. What's up, Mike?
Mike, what's going on, man?
What's happening?
In 1989, I went to a card show at the Meadowlands Sheridan, and I waited 2.5 hours in line to get an autograph for the Rookie of the Year, Jerome Walton, and also appearing at that event were you and Dog. And
The only card show we ever did.
Really? Okay, and I waited about 2.5 minutes to get your autograph. So it's funny that
the
28
only
years
card
later,
show we ever did. Dog and I agreed to do that card show. And we made a pact that day that we would never do another card show as long as we lived. We never, ever appeared at another card show in our lives. Never. I was offered many times, many deals for all different kinds of stuff. Not one time did I ever go. I don't think Dog ever did either. We never went again. We hated it. We hated it.
That's crazy. And 28 years later, I've listened to you every day, and I still have that autograph with you and Dog on my wall.
I actually remember going to that event. I'm telling you that I can remember going. It was the only one of its kind that we ever went to. Absolutely true. We never did any other card show appearance ever, Mike and the Mad Dog. It's the only one. Keith in Morristown, what's up, Keith? We got Jay. Wait, I lost Jace. I apologize. Keith, go ahead.
Keith, go ahead.
You got to turn your radio down, Keith, please.
Turn your radio down, Keith, please. Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks for taking the call. I know you heard it a million times, but you deserve to hear it a million times more. Thank you for everything, and congrats on a great career.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You got to turn your. I'm sorry. I'm picking up your radio. I apologize. You got to turn it down. I can't take the feedback because it messes up the show. And someone came in my office today and said, "I'm the only one who's ever been there all 30 years." I said, "Who's that?" Me, he said. I said, "You?" I said, "Were you actually with me 30 years?" And he said, "I can't do it on the air because I can't get through it." So the only one on air, off air, executive, producer, person who's been with me every step of the way is the Mink Man, who is still here with me today. I tried to get rid of him a million times. I tried to leave him in traffic. I did everything I could to get rid of him. I haven't been able to, and he's still with me to this day. 30 years later, Mink, so thank you very much. It's good to have you. And you're the only one, Mink, that was there, can say he was there every step of the way.
Every single step.
That's it.
I go back to
Sunday.
I go back to Ed and Mike.
That's exactly right. Ed and I did the show together short term. Absolutely true. So the Mink Man, you'll be breaking in a new team next week. Are you going to be here next week when they break in a new team? What do you got going on?
I don't know. They haven't told me anything.
Well, you make your own schedule. Are you on the schedule or not?
I'm on the schedule, yeah.
All right. Well, then you'll be here. You'll be starting a new generation. Starting on Monday.
Yeah, well, we'll find.
He's overcome.
It is a new generation.
See,
I'll
that's
agree
what I'm
with
going to
that.
miss. Those pithy ad-libs are going to be the ones. That's what I'm going to miss.
Oh, they understand that.
They do. Well, Miss Mink, we love you. That's it. You did it. You did it. It's nice having you all these years. Even though people listening now say, "Why would he want him with him any time?" But he's a little overcome by it. Here's the Mink Man.